up? It's Zach back in here again for Down South Racing. I apologize firstly for sounding a little stuffy. I'm a little bit congested, but today my Palm Beach Dyno bass tunes at least finally came in, so I got to go get some stuff in preparation to install this bad boy right here, my ported 2018 intake manifold. And things that I got to get, you have to plug this vacuum line on the very rear right here. I don't know how y'all can see it, but it's right here, and this hose is the one I just cut in half just so I could have a little piece to take to auto parts store so I can get a little block off for it. But other than that, guys, I might have to get a 10 millimeter deep socket. I don't think I have one right now, but probably gonna go get that stuff. So I'm gonna take y'all with me, let y'all hear the car start up and stuff. It runs a little bit better, it seems like to me, on 93, which makes sense. You know, it's a little bit easier, I guess, to run on 93 because the 85 is a little bit more complicated when your car doesn't run on it from the factory. So, but both of my 93 and E85 tune came in from Palm Beach. So I gotta, once I get the intake manifold installed, I have to data log, have to do a idle log and a slow rev log for starters, and then we go from there. So can't wait. It's definitely loud, there's no doubt about that, but I think it sounds good. I mean, you know, it's not crazy by any means. Sorry about the radio right there, but it's, you know, I mean, windows down right here a little bit. It's definitely loud, so it sounds good though, I think. We're gonna try O'Reilly's first. I don't know if they'll have anything, but it's at least closer than Advanced, so we're gonna try. So they did have them in O'Reilly's, so hopefully these work. I think that some of those bigger ones right there should be perfect, and if not, you can always just come back and get something else. It was only a couple dollars, so it's not a big deal, but I love how, like, where it's not tuned, it kind of has a lopey idle to it, and I love it. It sounds so good. My mom currently out here trying to race me. I don't know if you can see her right here, but she pulled up beside me at the light and just went. I guess you can see where I got it from, maybe. All right, guys, it's that time. Down here in the garage, time to put my ported 2018 intake manifold. Me and Jared are here. We're going to get cracking. We're going to show you most of the steps that we do and try to at least walk you through, you know, most of the process. It is decently simple if you are somewhat mechanically inclined, but if you are a rookie, definitely have some help, and it probably would be advisable to have two people also. So, but first things first, we're going to start by taking our intake off. There's a couple hoses on mine, unplugging our math sensor, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, so first step, we took this portion of the intake off on my Roush. Other ones you might have to take the whole thing out. Make sure you unplug your math. It's just pull that little red clip out, pull it off, and you got two hoses. One we pushed out over the way right there, and another one right here. And so some might have three. If you're stock, you have four, but those are the first steps. The next process, guys, you have to take this little clip out of this other one that comes out of this right here, and then you can pull this one out. So once you get your clip, once you get it out, just put your clip back in so you don't lose. You can also just go ahead and disconnect your throttle body sensor. It's the same thing, just pull that red clip out. You have to probably struggle a little bit. It's hard to do one-handed, but okay, guys, the next thing you're doing is you're taking these four bolts off right here that holds these brackets on. Two on this side, two over here. Wade's here now, being a disturbance. But next thing is, guys, gotta take, this is your brake booster vacuum hose right here. So it attaches back there. Need some vice grips or pliers to get it off. It also attaches right there via this. You also need vice grips and pliers. And these two went to your intake and your throttle body before, so, or this hose right here, which goes through the intake. So you gotta take that off and put it in a safe place. Next, guys, gotta move these lines out of the way and take these little foam inserts out of the way on each side. All right, guys, so next you gotta remove your two green clips. They look like this. Sorry, Jared was holding it. There's one here and there's one on the other side. You just gotta push up, separate them, pull out. And you also then gotta remove this electrical connection. So next, guys, you take your little electrical connection to your throttle body off right here. Like I said earlier, you just pull this red pin out, pull it off. The next, guys, you gotta remove these four bolts right here and here and here and here. Those hold your fuel rail in place. They should be really long when they come out, so you'll know it's like that. Alright, guys, so next you got your three bolts that hold in your intake manifold. There's one there, two in the front, you know, one on each side. There'll be one in the middle. They're 8 millimeter. You just need an extension to get to them. You're gonna have to undo all your electrical connections to your injectors. There's 4 on each side. So you just, I'm going to use like a little flat tip screwdriver and just poke that I just did here. Pull off. Just tuck them out of the way. Should be 4 on each side. Alright guys, so next, I'm doing the fuel rail right here. You need a rag because it is, you know, fuel. There's 2 little things on the bottom. Push those up. Grab it right here. Might have to kind of just start spinning, guys. Did it really? Just make sure you get all that. You know, don't really let it drip everywhere. A little bit is okay, but just tuck it up out of here. Not undone. Like it's not undone somewhere.
Definitely not.
This one was not all the way out. Before Wade makes something. Oh, we gotta pull it up. This is what Ford says to do. You gotta pull it up and out as far as you can. Hold on, I'm drinking fuel. Where's my rag? Up and out as far as we can. Now,
whoa. That doesn't sound good.
That was a lot. We're still just getting right over here, dude.
where are we hooked in at?
Right here,
What are you talking about?
Okay, so removing some connections in the rear of the manifold. Then it should be ready to come out.
Alright guys, so for installing the injectors, you gotta pry these little clips off, just pretty much just pull back on each side like that. Injector pops out. Now there will be a little bit of excess fuel.
Yeah, a little.
So don't really need those anymore, so just kind of sit them wherever. Tell you what we didn't do, Jared. We didn't check to see which way though. Transfer just a couple things from our stock 2015 through 17 intake to our 2018 intake over there. So we gotta put our fuel rail back on. We gotta take our throttle body off over here and put it on over there. All right, guys. So you're gonna sit your intake manifold back down after you zip tie some stuff to your loom back here. If you haven't already, by this time you need to put your lockouts on. And then you just line up your little manifold bolts and just barely torque them down in there. You know, be careful not to cross thread. And like I said, you know, before there's 6, so 3 on each side.
Not gonna lie, Zach. Looks awful like my manifold. I messed that one up. Zach. It looks like awful like. Not gonna lie, Zach. Looks like my manifold in there.
You don't say.
Struggled on that one.
That was rough.
All right, guys. So next step after you get it all on, you gotta put your injectors, clip them back on. Wait for them to snap. So just make sure they snap on. Each and every one of them. Make sure they're facing the right way too. Always helps.
They're on.
All right, there we go.
So we got everything running. We did start it once and just drove it down the road just to see, you know, make sure everything's all right, but it's done, so here you go. Everything seems to have gone pretty well. We did have to zip tie a couple things because we broke a couple of the clips. That's okay, we're gonna go get some tomorrow. These will do until then. So 2018 intake manifold install on the base Palm Beach Dyno tune. Big shout out to these guys right here for helping me. Definitely couldn't have done it alone. They do screw around a lot, but they're here when I needed them, so thanks guys.
Alright guys, so it's the next day here and I just wanted to finish this up. I kind of forgot, kind of got in a little bit of a hurry because I had planned on, you know, videoing every single step, and I did video most of them. We got all the way to where you plug your injectors back in, but I'm going to finish that up right now and tell you what to make, you know, check and, you know, make sure that you do right here real quick. So let's go over that. So guys, the last step that I went over was to plug in all your injectors into their little, you know, electrical connections right there. There's 4 on each side. Obviously you can see 4 there, I don't know how well you can see the four over here, but they're down in there nonetheless. And then, you know, you have to make sure that you plug up all your hoses. For me, I only ended up actually having to plug one hose back into my intake, and that's this right here. Next, obviously, is you had to put your intake back on and plug your MAF sensor back in. Here is your evap. Now this comes off of your old stock intake, and so you have to take it off, and it was bolted down before, you can see right there, but here it's not. So I'm going to end up zip tying that down, and don't pay attention to the zip ties currently, because we ended up breaking a couple of the clamps, the hose clamps, because we just could not get them off. So these are just holding for right now. I'm going to get some, you know, some actual hose clamps tomorrow, but you have to take your brake booster vacuum line that runs all the way back there and comes snakes up through here, and you have to bolt this bracket back down, and you take one of those hoses and it goes back. It's the one with the clip on it, so it has that black clip in there, and that goes on that first little thing right there on top of the intake. Your evap goes on the other one, and if you have a catch can, it goes on the third one. If you just have that other just little PCV line, it goes over there. So other than that, you have this other hose right here that runs back through here. It's another vacuum line, and it connects to the front of the evap, and you have your electrical connection for your evap. Other than that, guys, you pretty much just have to bolt everything down, and you have to zip tie some stuff back here to the loom. Don't be a dummy like me, and I don't know if you can see right there, but that connection right there, that black connector right here, I unplugged that and didn't plug it back in. But that's actually your knock sensors. That's the thing that you have to pry off the back of the intake. So leave that plugged in, just pry it off and then zip tie it back here. I didn't realize that at first, but then I got those two codes. So I ended up actually having to, believe it or not, take this off again the next morning, and or this morning, and put it back on. So, oh well, but I'm glad everything is running right now. But guys, this is a very simple install. I don't know if you've ever seen American Muscle, but they do, you know, out of 3 wrenches. This is a 2 out of 3 wrench, in my opinion, at least, you know, type of install. I mean, if you're any somewhat mechanically inclined at all, and you got a friend who is as well, and you got a basic, you know, socket set and some screwdrivers, this is a piece of cake. I mean, me and my buddies did it in a couple hours, and we ran into a little bit of trouble with the back wiring harness there. That probably took us 30 minutes, honestly, just to get off. We couldn't figure out. In Auto Mafia Racing's video, he said it was zip tied, but it's actually like, it is zip tied to like the connection itself, but it's actually got like little plastic push pins that hold it on the back of the intake, so you have to pry those off, and I didn't realize that at the time. But if you for some reason run into something that you didn't see in my video, check that guy out, Auto Mafia Racing. That's who helped me out the most. But other than that, guys, I mean, you really just have to make sure everything is sealed, everything is connected, and you got to make sure your lockouts are, you know, incorrectly. Once your runners open, obviously you don't want them closed. For me, they were pushed down both sides, and you know, that's how I've seen pretty much everybody else do them. But I don't know, for some reason they're not like that. You know, you just check, just flip the manifold over and flip the thing up and down, make sure that they're open, so you have all the airflow possible. Now my manifold is ported by 1320 Junkie, got it from Lethal Performance along with my Texas Speed header, so shout out to those guys. Hit them up for any of your performance part needs for your Mustangs. They will hook you up, I'm sure. Logan Stratsburg, Jared Rawson, great guys. Hit them up on Facebook, they'd be glad to help. But I mean, other than that, guys, really the only thing you kind of have to make up is your evap sensor right here, because you have to take apart your brake booster vacuum line. Sorry, I can't talk. And you kind of have to disassemble it and use a couple different hoses to get it situated back. But other than that, guys, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. One other thing I'll point out right here, I'm kind of glad my Roush intake has these kind of flexible connectors right here, because I know some guys with like the big PMAS or like even a JLT, the hood clearance is just a little bit of an issue. But as far as this, for me at least, it wasn't a problem, because this sits down lower than this, which is the highest point. And even, you know, my evap and that little vacuum line right there are just barely higher than this right here, and so everything still clears very easily. So here it is running, guys. I mean, you can see, I mean, if you didn't know any better, you would think that that was stock. And that's what I like about this intake manifold, is that it gives a very stock appearance. And so really, I mean, it's very, you know, obviously it is OEM, but it looks OEM underneath the hood right here, and I really like that. And guys, last but not least, just want to give a shout out to my tuner, Palm Beach Dyno. I've been working very closely with them. I don't know if you can see, but right here I got my laptop. I've been data logging. Right here's my tuner, you know. And so, but if anybody has any questions on data logging, VMP Performance has a very good video. Just type in how to data log with an SCT tuner and it pops up. It's actually Andrew from Mustang Lifestyle. He used to work from VMP, showing you how to do it, and it is very, very simple. All you basically have to do is, at least for me, I had to click on the link that Palm Beach emailed me, and I had to download one of the config files. For me, it's automatic. For if you have a manual, you click on the manual option for the codes, and pretty much you just go straight to work from there. You follow all the steps on the Live Link 2 software, and you'll be good to go. So Palm Beach has been great, to work with. Sent me my bass tunes within an hour and a half of me ordering, which is just incredible to me. Have my revision for my 93 tune already done, and he said everything else looked good, so he just wanted one more 5-minute log of driving, and so hopefully hear back tomorrow and make sure that that's all good, because it's kind of later in the day when I got it to him. And hopefully, I asked him if it would still be okay to run E85, even though the E85 tune is bass, because my 93 watt log was fine. It was just a little bit of cruising. He wanted to adjust just a couple things, I think, about part throttle and stuff. It's a little, a little complicated and stuff. I'm not going to really get into that, but hopefully the E85 will be good at least for the track. And if not, I can always just data log it while I'm there and send it out to them. And they are, Palm Beach's customer service is just excellent. I mean, it's just really awesome. So I couldn't be happier that I chose them. Shout out to Stang Mode for getting me, hooked up with them. I seen his car. I texted him about it. He said, just message them. They'll get you set up. And his car's running like a stabbed rat right now. He's 18. He's very close to going 10. So if you're watching, man, I really hope that you're close. And I hope I can go 11s and you can go 10s this coming weekend at the call out, which, by the way, we will be at October 20th, Maple Grove Raceway. Me, Jared, and Wade are all going up there, and so we will be there Friday evening. But the event is obviously Saturday. Starts at 11, goes until 5. If you want to race, it's $100 at the gate. If you just want to watch, it's just $20 to come see all your favorite YouTubers, guys. So I hope to see a lot of you there. I can't wait. My car just sounds awesome now. I love it. It runs so much better. I'm not gonna harp on VMP because my tunes from them were very good for what they were, but I just heard that a lot of their 18 manifold swap cars had a lot of drivability issues, and I just didn't want that. Also, my car shifts so hard now. Of course, Palm Beach does have the fastest 6R80 car in the country, so that's probably why they've kind of got it down now. But like I said, guys, just really, really happy, and I would recommend them to anyone. Tell them we sent you. They might be able to help you out. But guys, that's going to wrap it up for this video. So if you haven't already, please subscribe down below. Drop this video a like because it helps us out. Comment down below what you think of the 18 manifold and the new Texas Speed headers. Comment down below who you're tuned by, what the mods are to your car if you're going to the call out this weekend, and what you think my car is going to run with these new mods. The car feels like, to me, definitely above 5,000 RPM. That it is much faster, at least on the 93 tune comparatively, because it's probably making very similar power actually to what it was before on the E85. It's just the fact that the headers probably gave it a little bit more, but the manifold is not really going to give that much more peak. I've seen people gain about 10 peak or so, 10 to 15 peak, but it's just after the peak that it just holds it so much better. There's been people at 7,300 RPM make upwards of 50 more rear wheel horsepower, so that's what I can feel. Definitely the car just charges much harder up in the higher RPMs, and so this weekend should be the test, at least, guys. I hope all goes well. I hope we have a safe trip up there. I hope we have a good time. Hope everybody who's coming has a safe trip, and I hope everybody up there has a good time. Good, safe, fun time. Can't complain there, can you? But like I said, guys, I hope to see you all then, but that's going to do it for this video, so I hope you enjoyed. Please let me know if you have any questions, but until next time, peace out.